Hey folks, so today I've got a pretty wonderful video going for us, I hope. Today we're going to be talking about how to distinguish Carex intumescens and Carex grayi. Now both of those sedges are of course in section Lupulinae, the hop sedges. They're both listed as facultative wet. They inhabit a wider variety of ecosystems that I'll collectively refer to as wet woods, floodplain forest swamps, stuff like that. And they can be kind of tricky to tell apart. So today we're going to get to the bottom of that mystery and hopefully give you some field characteristics that you can use to successfully keep those two carices straight, because they are different, and you got to pay attention. So we're just in the backyard at the moment. It's kind of floodplain foresty back there, though. There's like a retention ditch or something. So I'm kind of trying to restore this area into more of like a floodplain foresty system, which is why I brought in this stunner. Get a load of those inflorescences. This is Carex grayi. Now the first thing you're going to note to distinguish Carex grayi from Carex intumescens are the number of the perigynia. Okay? So Carex grayi, it's got typically 8 to 35 perigynium per spikelet. Okay? So each of these little spiky aggregations, we're working with 8 to 35 individual perigynia. Remember that the perigynia are that's like the seed dispersal mechanism in a Carex. It's the pistilled flower. You can see the staminate flowers right there. They're kind of skinny and nondescript. They don't really do shit. You can take away from that what you will. Yeah, so that's Carex grayi, 8 to 35 perigynia per spikelet. It's a lot denser in terms of its spikelet than Carex intumescens, which is only going to be running from 1 to 12. So the magic number I like to hold in my head, because I can't remember 8, 35, 1 to 10. I can't remember that stuff because my brain's riddled with holes from caffeine and other stuff. But yeah, so the magic number there is 10. So I can tell I'm working with a lot more than 10 right now. So that's going to be Carex grayi. But say you've got a particularly depauperate Carex grayi, one that's only got 8 perigynia. You might call that Carex intumescens because it's not very dense. However, what you're going to want to do second, after you check the density of the spikelet, is you're going to want to check the base of the perigynia. And I can't quite show you that because these aren't quite ready to fall yet. You can see I tried to rip one there. You can see the achenes sticking out. But these aren't quite ready to display this character yet. They'll display it more when they're more fully ripe. But these will have a cuneate or wedge-shaped base to the perigynium. That'll be very apparent, which is again different from Carex intumescens, which has a rounded perigynium base. And I'm going to show you Carex intumescens in the next clip. But there you go. Those are your field characteristics that you're going to be utilizing to distinguish intumescens from grayi. What's this one? This is grayi. This is the mace sedge. Look at how dense that spikelet is right there. Okay? Also, yeah. So there you go. That's Carex grayi. Another pretty... Oh, God. You just want to grab a hold of it and just give it a little shake. It's so good. Another cool thing about Carex grayi, I don't know if mine's doing it. Probably not, because I'm not situated in a wetland. But there is a... Wilhelm and Rarica wrote about this in the Flora of the Chicago region. There's a pretty cool ant, Dulwich... Oh, God. I gotta read. Sorry. I can't read my own handwriting. Dolichoderus postulatus? Like 17 question marks at the end of it. Being in Lupulinae, of course, you got 3 stigmas. You can see those still. Beautiful. But yeah, so this is a great goddamn sedge for landscaping. Super eye-catching with those mace-shaped spikelets. But that's Carex grayi, again, coming at you from section Lupulinae. And now I'm going to get into my car and run into a swamp and go find some Carex intumescens to show off. So as you can see, we're in a lovely swamp. I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes at the moment, but it's worth it for the wonderful floral community in here. And of course, the plant we came in here to discuss in particular, Carex intumescens, the shining burr sedge. Okay, so there's the female spikelets right there. So I want you to mentally contrast that with Carex grayi. You see, these are a lot less dense in terms of the number of female flowers per spikelet. Remember, Carex intumescens is 1 to 12. Carex grayi is 8 to 35. Remember the magic number 10, in case you can't fathom those numbers, as is the case with me. Again, you know, you got the 3 stigmas being in section lupulinae, but again, so the density of that spikelet and the roundedness at the base of these perigynia, which I can't demonstrate at the moment because the fruit isn't ripe and it's not falling off. But there you go. So this is Carex intumescens, and I actually, give me a second here. As you can see, we've got a side-by-side here, you know. So this one on the left is, of course, Carex grayi. You can note how these spikes go every which way. You know, some of them are reflex towards the pedicel, some of them are pointing up, some of them are pointing to the side. And then you've got Carex intumescens. Okay, so there's your side-by-side. I switched them on you just there. Carex intumescens on the left, Carex grayi on the right. Looks like the phenology might be a little bit different in that this one's still receptive to pollen and this one isn't at the moment, but that could just be a factor of the microhabitat, so I'm not too sure. But anyway, there you go. That's what Carex intumescens looks like versus Carex grayi. So I hope this was informative to you for some extent, and hopefully it makes the breaking the ice of caricology a bit easier on you. But there you go, 2 sedges from a fantastic section. I might run into a third one out here, and I might just talk about some other sedges while I'm out here too. But this video is probably only going to be about members of the lupulinae. So if I run into Carex lupulina in here, and I know it's in these woods, I'll tack that in. But otherwise, have a fantastic fucking day. Get out to a swamp and find some Carexes. Sorry, it's not a sedge or a plant at all. It's just a really cool saprotrophic fungi. Get a load of that shit. Intumescens pixedatus, I want to call this. Not sure if that's a valid name for North American taxa or if it's a European name and it needs to get sloughed out because the Atlantic Ocean's a significant enough vicariance barrier. Beautiful. I think they call this the like branch-tipped coral fungus or something like that. It's a coralloid fungus for sure. But Intumescens pixedatus, everybody. I've run into this in Ohio. It's a pretty common, widespread fungus, it seems like. Very cool. So, just ran into another sedge you could probably throw into that mess with Carex grayi and intumescens. This one's different, and I'll tell you how you can tell very quickly here. This is the wonderful Carex folliculata, the northern long sedge. Now, this is in a completely separate section from the lupulinae. Carex folliculata, this one that I'm messing with right now, it's a member of the lupulinae, and the way I distinguish this from Carex intumescens and grayi, you see the nice pedicel there on the female spikelet, the stem, this little branching stem that attaches it to the flowering culm. That doesn't happen in intumescens and grayi. So if you see that peduncle and you see the nice long slender perigynia that are very, very big, I think these actually push, like, when they're mature, I'm pretty sure these things can push an inch, which is pretty massive when you're working with Carexes when the scale is often in millimeters. There's some Carex seorsa behind it, which is nice, in the stellulate. There it is. It looks like a little pine cone almost, or a star. That's why it's in the stellulate, I guess. But whatever. That's Carex folliculata. It's completely different from Carex intumescens and grayi, as you can clearly see. You know, the inflorescence here, it's a bit more airy. You know, it's a bit less tightly packed. And again, that pedicel. Also, yeah, I think those are just the best characteristics. Probably just go with that pedicel. But yeah, I walked past this and I almost called it intumescens, and then I saw this one dangling here, and I was like, well, intumescens doesn't do that. And this is folliculata, which is a goddamn state-listed fucking Carex. So, it's awesome. I love to see it. This one's awesome. Good goddamn sedge. Who's a good sedge? You are. Yes, you are. And it wouldn't be one of my videos visiting the swamp without some nice amphibious action. Lovely. Got 2 different morphs of Plethodon cineris right here. We got the redback morph, and then we got the leadback morph. How about that? These guys are fine. They're just pretending not to move, so I don't know they're there. But I know they're there. But they don't know that I know they're there. Oh, crazy. Anyways, Blethodon cinereus, beautiful, very common salamander. Make sure you mind your proper etiquette when you handle salamanders. Good gracious. You're a disgrace. You know, one last thing I'm just going to tack on at the end here is I can't stress enough how important these swamp systems are. These are home to just a vast number of creatures, of flora and fauna, that will occur. They need these systems to live. This is home for them, you know, and so it just goes to say that you need to protect what remains, you know. Like, native gardening is all well and good, but it's a band-aid over a bullet hole. We need real conservation of real relic sites in order to protect the satellite species. Because in native landscaping, yeah, you can bring all the core species home, but you're never going to get a fucking cypripedium in your garden, you know. I mean, the cypripediums they have specific, extremely specific habitat requirements. And, you know, you just can't bring that home. You need to preserve their home. You know, you got to save the habitat. And that's why you got to support local conservation orgs and get involved and start yelling at people when they start planting fucking boxwoods and Bradford pears, because it destroys these systems. I've ripped out so much honeysuckle and Japanese barberry. It might not be invasive in your yard, but it's invasive when the birds eat it and shit it out in my swamp. So please plant a serviceberry.